So this is our toy hauler camper, and we have a septic tank, sewage tank, whatever you call it, sewage tote. And we always kept a smaller one behind the propane tanks on the front. However, that one's really hard to use. It only had 2 wheels, so you had to balance it. I got this bigger one that has this steerable front tire, which makes it a lot easier for me or for my wife to use because it lays flat on the ground. You don't need to pick it up. And actually you can tow this around the campground with an electric bicycle or whatever you have. The problem is it didn't fit where our old one did, so I needed to find some place to put it, and nobody really makes like any kind of rack for these. So this one comes with this bracket to hang on a ladder, but this camper doesn't have a ladder, and actually I wouldn't want one because this thing's pretty wide the way it is. The toy haulers have the ladders on the sides. So what I ended up doing is I got this folding step. So anytime we don't want to carry this little folding step can just fold right up. As you can see, this bracket, which again is designed to support the weight of this tank, it's supposed to hang off a ladder. It fits right in there, like it's a perfect fit. It doesn't move at all. And then I use these blind fasteners off of Amazon that have I think they have a Torx or a hex fitting on the other side. They're basically the same as what the factory used on all of their bolts for the hinges and stuff. And then the bottom, I use this logistics track. Some people call it aircraft track. It was actually a lot cheaper to get 2, I'm not sure if you can see there's a gap in it, to get 2 small sections than to get 1 long section. I don't know why, but I ended up using 4 of a smaller blind fastener right there. So I ended up drilling a few holes. I sealed the holes up with silicone, and then as you can see, so the weight is hanging off this bracket. It's supported down here by this, and then I just wrapped this cheap ratchet strap around that holds it very, very securely. As you can see, it doesn't move. And then the only other change I made is this spins around obviously when you're towing it because it has a handlebar that connects to this. And it has this, for some reason it has this pin in here that keeps it from rotating down. And when it's up, it just flops back and forth. And I didn't really like that. So I did drill an extra hole in there so I can pull that out. And I don't even know why it needs that, I don't know why it needs that limiter. As you can see, it's got like this slot in it, so with that pin in there it can only go so far, but you know, it would clang around back there. So I just drilled this extra hole right here. As you can see, I got it kind of misaligned, so I had to wallow the hole out a little bit, but that way I can just spin that right around and stick this pin back in, and it just sort of locks that down for towing. And this thing, you know, we don't use this tote more than a few times a year, but I always like to have it with me. If you're ever all completely set up to camp and then you have a full tank because when your kids left the water on or something, it sure is nice to have. So anyway, I really struggled trying to find a way to mount this to a toy hauler because there just aren't very many good options. This is actually low profile enough that unless the front is jacked way up, you can actually lower the ramp door, and this tote is still off the ground. It sort of will touch right here, but you can still use the ramp door for really light stuff. I wouldn't put something heavy on it because you might, as that door deflects, you might crush the tank. But it's pretty easy to take off and back on again. So hopefully that helps somebody out. It's just an idea that I had that is working really well. If anyone is interested in doing this, this is the part number, the buyer's B2797BPC, and I think that's black powder coat 7, like a chrome, and a couple other colors too. Folding foot grab step, black e-coat. So it's buyer's products. You can find these at a whole bunch of hardware stores. There are really similar ones, maybe other brands. I can't tell you for sure that they will work. I can just tell you that I measured this to make sure it would, and it does. So if you want to do that, you can get this. I think mine's off Amazon or eBay, but that's the part number, easy enough to find.